So welcome to Boxing Media Hub. Yes, we're going at it again. It's Joel and Ender, and we've got a special guest. We've got Ash Lane with us as well, and we're going for David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. What a fight. This one is going to be, and Ender informs me, it's for the interim WBC super middleweight title.
I like the way you said that because if I'm wrong, then it's all on me. Oh, you're lying.
No. It's my channel, so I'll happily take the stick. Benavidez
for that.
27 fights, 27 wins, 23 knockouts. Andrade 32 fights, 32 wins, 19 knockouts in Vegas on the 25th of November. Showtime PPV.
It will not be available legally in the UK or Ireland or anywhere like that.
We'll find it.
Oh God, we'll find it, but you know what I mean.
But interesting one. We'll chuck it at you first, Ash. It's to be fair, it's a great one, isn't it, mate?
Great. That's how we operate. It's all right.
Well, I'll give you the breakdown. Benavidez last
out in your job.
March, which was against Caleb Plant, which he won on unanimous decision, and Andrade was last out in January. Against Demond Nicholson, which he won unanimous decision. These two guys, we've been waiting for this one, sort of a bit of a collision course with these two guys. Both undefeated, both got very different styles. Tactically coming forward, both very different. Ash, do you want to kick us off as to what your thoughts are with the fighters?
My instant thought straight away is I think it's going to be a very tricky fight early on. Boo Andrade's really awkward, and he can be quite slick and very elusive, quite hard to hit. I think Benavidez got to jump on him as early as he can and force it into a fight. But they can both punch. So I think early on the first few rounds be pretty a bit of a stalemate, a bit quiet. Andrade will move a lot, but eventually I see Benavidez closing him down and turning into a dogfight.
Yeah. As you say, Andrade's a bit of he's an awkward one, isn't he? He's a real awkward bugger, and his style. Me and Ender watched him. I can't remember who we watched him against, Ender, but it was the way he comes so low and he jabs to the stomach. He's very sort of elusive, isn't he? He's very. For the guy that's got the height and reach advantage, he seems to just really box low. He's got a really unorthodox style. Like Chris has said,
and it's not
this is a great fight, but almost in so many different ways. There's so many different levels to it, isn't there, Ender? It's a funny one.
I think on Andrade, I've never really rated him myself. Yeah. But I think a lot of that's been because he struggled to find an opponent. He's so tricky. Like, he hasn't fought the highest caliber in my eyes anyway, because I don't think anybody really wants to fight him. It's kind of like, what do you gain from beating someone like Andrade? I don't think you really gain.
You want payday.
Yeah.
That's what Canelo said to him.
Yeah.
That was Andrade. That was targeted at. And, I mean, for all poor Andrade can't get the big fights, when Andrade had fights set up for him, he suddenly turned them down or pulled out of them, I mean, the middleweight champion now, and I can't pronounce his name, but
I know you mean.
He ducked a fight against him, and it just doesn't bode well. He whinges he can't get the top fights, and then he won't fight the up and comings. Like, where are you with this? And then he gets.
Yeah,
and I agree as well, Chris. I was about to say. I mean, his resume is very weak. I mean, the people he fought against, like even the Irish fighter Jay Quigley. I mean, Jay won a North American title, and that's his level. And he equipped himself very well against Bubu Andrade. And if Andrade wants to pretend he's, Almuniev, that's the guy's name. That's how to pronounce it, I think, at middleweight. But anyway, if he wants to be with the really big guys, he had to be giving a better performance than he did. I thought Jay boxed well that evening, but still there's levels to this. And is Bubu at the same level? I don't think so. What I'm hoping for in this is I hope that Benavidez, like you say, it'll come in, it'll be very cagey the first few rounds, and then Benavidez will eventually start to break down Andre. And try and get him out of there. Now, Andre will be slick as, slippery, not slick, because he's not slick, he's slippery. You know what I mean? It's not like Sonny Edwards, where it's very slick. It's just horrible. You know what I mean? So
it's like an awkward elusiveness.
Yeah,
isn't it? Where,
it's really awkward.
But it doesn't even look skillful. It just looks clumsy and weird.
Yeah.
But and not.
But it's worked, isn't it? I know we're talking about level of opponents. I know we're talking about levels.
His resume. We talk about who he fights, and then he whinges about who he can't fight. But I mean, like, boxing's in a not great place. I mean, they need to make the big fights. Canelo is not going to fight someone like Bubu Andrade because there won't be the money there and there won't be the eyes on it. Whereas if Benavidez wins, and the WBC promised us, Canelo Benavidez, and Chris has come in here, I don't know, would Canelo swerve it because he has been avoiding Benavidez, but I would love to see that fight. So what I'd like to see is maybe not a great Benavidez performance, because then Canelo might fight him. But I do think that Benavidez will break him down and get him out in 9 to 12, because Benavidez is a very tricky customer. So it won't be getting him out anywhere early, and it'll be a horrible fight to watch until, like everyone's saying, Benavidez hopefully gets the beat down and just breaks him down and stops him then in the later rounds. And then hopefully we'll get Benavidez Canelo, which will be Canelo's biggest fight since Triple G2, in my opinion.
Do you know what? I don't. For me, I think, when you say you look at the resume of Andrade, it's mad to think you can pad out a 32 fight resume, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's
should they all do it? Like, it's easily done.
Even Ash will tell you he's the pro out of the three of us here, and to see someone's record.
I didn't know that. I wouldn't have known.
No, but you do know how people can
Ash,
records.
You're the pro fighter here, like to see like 32 fights. It's quite a pad out, isn't it? And it's not to say you fight who's in front of you, don't you? At the end of the day, and you fight who's given to you and what you do. But if obviously those challenges do come along and you do turn them away, that that we're aware of, it doesn't look great. And this is obviously the first big challenge. For me, Benavidez just breaks him down because he's the sort of guy that will push the fight. And Andrade likes to control that rhythm, that sort of style that he has. He makes it awkward, but I don't think Benavidez will give him the chance to make it awkward, and he'll just want the fight. And I think if you have both of them, he might have to make him trade. And for me, in that opinion, I just think Andrade can't trade with Benavidez. Benavidez will just take him out. And I think he'll take him out in 6. I think he will take him.
But I think that if Andre can keep really elusive and slippery for the first 6 rounds, it'll make it to the end of the fight, and it'll go to points. But if Benavidez can jump on him early, say round 3 onwards, and really put that pressure, get his hands working, the combinations, burst him up to the body, I think Benavidez will get him out of there around 10 or 11. But it depends on whether he can close him down early or not. And Andre is going to be, he knows this is his toughest test. She's going to be elusive as fuck. He ain't going to give a shit.
He's going to be more. He's going to be
I
worse.
think that's the
He's going to
quote
be worse
of-
than we've
I
ever
think that's
known.
the quote of this. Elusive as fuck.
Yeah,
he is,
he'll be
isn't
on
he?
another level of elusiveness because
Mm.
he don't like. He knows he has to like. He knows what he has to do to beat Benavidez. He can't get tagged. He can't get into a war. So he'll be running as much as he can, and Benavidez has got to chase after him as much as he can, straight away from the
And
first
just
belt.
try and
Stop
kind of catch him, and like you said, break him down to the body,
Yeah.
and maybe slow him down, and then
It's going to be the body. He's
get
got
him
to
out.
break the body.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna happen. If you're moving your head here, there, and everywhere, you gotta aim with that body. I mean, I remember sparring Lee Haskins all the time, and you can never hit him in the head. The way to slow him down, Stefan Jamoy did it, burst him up to the body, you know, and you're gonna have to on trade, hit him to the body, slow him down, get him in the corner, let your hands go, let him fly, and bust him up.
Exactly.
You know, and then like if Benavidez can find himself ahead on the scorecard, going into round 8 or 9, he's got to meet Boo Boo Andrade chasing the fight. That's the perfect place for him to be because he's falling into his
traps galore in it.
But here's the question, and I'll put it to you, Ash. Do you even think if Boo Boo was behind, he would even chase the fight?
Well,
I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him, is it?
I think talking from me personally, I'll be chasing that fight.
Yeah, but most boxers would. But I'm even wondering would Boo Boo do that?
The bottle for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Andre's got the bottle. I think he's got so many fights and everything.
He might just quit.
I mean, yeah, he could just quit.
This is Chris. He's going to sum it up for us, and he's put another bit in there. Andrade will be awkward early on, like Ash was saying, for Benavidez, and outbox him early on. But in the second half of the fight, Benavidez will break him down and win on points. Ninth round, Benavidez. Andrade be awkward for him at start, but Benavidez going to be too good in the end. And I think that's what we've kind of said, you know. Andrade is that kind of guy.
Did he make 2 predictions?
Well, he's kind of chucked at us that it's going to be points, and then he said 9th round. But either way, Benavidez. Well, let us know in the comments anyway, because
I think we all want Benavidez to finish him, but the reality is it could go to points. But I'm not so sure.
Andrade could come out and completely, this is the step up he's wanted. And at the end of the day, he's taken this fight. There's a lot on the line for it. I know there's the nose and there's going to be the guys that don't think anything, but I just think, could he come out and could he cause the upset? And this is the one that puts him to that next. We've seen upsets before, haven't we, guys? Let's be honest. But I personally can't see it, but it's not to say it won't. They're at that level, aren't they?
Yeah,
is Andrade going to come out with something different? Do you think, Ash?
Obviously, Ash is great.
I think once a runner, always a runner, and I don't think Andrade's got the balls in him to go toe to toe with Benavidez unless he's absolutely forced deep down to do it. I think that's his last chance to do. I think you know, Andrade will think his best chance is to be elusive, slippery, try and pick the points up. See if he can catch Benavidez cold, maybe, but dip his head out and watch the counters. I can't see Andrade trying to rip from Benavidez.
No, absolutely.
I think, you know, I think it'll be like the Benavidez caliber plant fight, where Benavidez just takes over. It works out Andrade. He takes over, and he'll either stop him around 10 or 11 or go to points.
And Andrade is no plant, is he? Let's be honest.
Yeah. And Chris has come back saying he changed his mind to the 9th round. All depends if Benavidez targets the body, which he will. And that's fair enough.
Give Chris 2 minutes, he'll change it again to round 11.
Oh, I was actually going to compliment you, saying obviously it was actually great analysis.
I'm so glad that Sam hasn't come on.
Oh,
I'm
Andre
warming up
reminds
to
me of
him.
Wilder
Warming
in
up.
terms of resume. Comes up against someone better than him and loses like Wilder to Fury. Obviously, Wilder has a threat. Andre doesn't. Yeah, that's where I would agree. I do think that Wilder gets a bit of, and I'm, Wilder's resume, blah blah blah. But like at the end of the day, I mean, people criticized Fury's resume and people criticized uh, Joshua's resume. I mean, Joshua's only fought in the US once and lost. Like he's no presence in America, which British people don't seem to get. Whereas at least Fury went to America and won. Wilder won in America. Wilder was the champ, you know. But the heavyweight division isn't very deep, so that's why no one has a great resume unless you believe everything Eddie Hearn says.
And I think with Fury and Joshua, I think you have to look at the caliber of opponents they both boxed.
Yeah.
Who has? I know he boxed in America 3-4 times, but who has he boxed? Wilder and Klitschko, his two best wins. Apart from that, Otto Wallin and some other like fringe world titles / European competitors. And that's Fury's best wins, you know. Anthony Joshua, I think Anthony Joshua's had a harder fights personally.
But Anthony Joshua's best win, you'd have to say, was Klitschko, and that was after Fury beat him. So that's
but you've heard like when Klitschko boxed Fury, he was going through a tough time in his marriage and he wasn't really training. And Fury going to his head and he won an absolute stinker. Can't take anything away from him. He did what he had to do to win the fight, but it didn't. In whispers, he didn't beat 100% Klitschko.
And there was the whole other things that were around at the time as well.
Lads, I tell you, this is another. This is going to be another episode. I can Ash is chomping here. We will. This is something I've already got in the pipeline for next week. So I will.
Maybe when you have yet another pre-Wilder Fury fight, like why can't Joshua? Why can't Wilder and Joshua just fight every time? Eddie Hearn comes up with this.
Stop it!
Let's have another bloody.
We're going for a video next week, so don't worry.
Okay, we'll do it next week, and Ash can come back.
But before Ash is definitely coming back. Before we go, we're just going to say Benavidez versus Andrade. Let us know in the comments how you see this one. Remember the fight that we came on for. We're going to go for Benavidez versus Andrade. Let us know in the comments how you see this one going. Are we totally overlooking Andrade? Let us know how you see it at home. Hit the subscribe button as well. Check out the rest of the content. We've had Ender and Ash on as well. Thank you very much, lads. As I say, Ash is going for possibly towards that sort of late stoppage, but wouldn't be surprised if it goes to points, to be fair, Ash, wouldn't it?
If I put my money on it, I'm not going to mess about like Chris. I'm going to put my money on it. And I'm going to say Benavidez round 11.
Okay. Ender?
Oh, going for an actual round. Yeah, well, I said Benavidez 9-12, and I'm sticking with that. I haven't changed my mind. I haven't, done anything. I said it could. I mean, obviously, we all know that Andrade is a slippery, and it could go to points. But I think that Benavidez just has that too much. He's a step-up opponent from what Andrade has faced, and he will stop him, and that'll be in the late rounds because Andrade's a slippy little shit.
Right. Sorry. And I will go for Benavidez within 6. So let us know in the comments. Yeah, I'm going to chuck it out there. If I'm wrong,
you chuck it out there.
If I'm wrong, who gives a shit? I'm generally wrong. So
you know what? If you were right, we'd be all delighted.
Reputation is everything in boxing.
Yeah, you keep yours, mate. On that note, have some of this. Thank you very much, boys.
Bye bye.
Cheers, lads.